Let's continue the topic on production possibilities function. Okay, so ibig sabihin yung production possibilities. Ibig sabihin ng possibilities, ito yung, from the word possibilities, ito yung pinakamataas na pwede mong, kaya mong i-produce. Okay, kaya kasi posibleng kaya mong i-produce from yung given na resources or from the available na resources. So this one is a diagram. So your production possibilities function or curve is a diagram that shows the productively efficient combination of food products that an economy can produce given the resources it has available. So ang ano dito is pinapakita yung pag sinabing productively efficient combination ng two products na mapoproduce ng isang economy is ito na yung maximum na combination ng dalawang goods na kaya niyang i-produce gamit ng lahat ng available resources na meron siya. Ibig sabihin ng gamit ng lahat ng available resources na meron siya is wala kang mga resources na idle na hindi mapapakinabangan. Dapat gagamitin mo lahat para ma-achieve mo yung pinakamataas na pwede mong i-produce out of your given available resources sa pag-produce ng dalawang produkto. Okay, so yun yung productively efficient combination of two products. Ito yung maximum na kaya mong i-produce out of your available resources or using all your resources para maabot natin yung pinakamataas na posible mong kayang i-produce of the available resources na meron ng isang economy. Okay. Now we have the, ano ang pinagkaiba o pagkakapareho ng budget at time constraint at okay, ng inyong production possibilities frontier at ng inyong individual constraints. So, on the individual level, sa per tao na level, kagaya natin, ang nakakaharap natin ay kakulangan sa budget or kakulangan sa time para magawa natin lahat ng kailangan natin gawin or para mabili lahat ang gusto natin gawin. So, on an individual basis, we are facing the problem of scarcity. Pero on the society level, they are also facing the constraint of limited resources like kulang in labor, land, capital, and raw materials na meron siya para ma-produce lahat ng goods and services na kailangan to satisfy yung needs and wants ng tao. So, mas malawak yung kakulangan ng na nakakaharap ng inyong society kasi ang tinitingnan dito is yung kakayanan niya sa na makaproduce ng goods and services na kailangan ng tao ay nalilimitahan dahil sa kakulangan niya ng resources kagaya ng labor, land, capital, and raw materials. Because at any given moment, society has limited resources, it follows na dahil yung society ay kinukulang ng resources, yung land, labor, capital, and entrepreneurship, then it follows na may limitasyon din or may limit yung kaya niyang i-produce ng goods and services. In other words, the products are limited because the resources are limited. So it follows. So lalabas to sa exam. Yung produkto na mapoproduce mo ay limitado or scarce because yung resources na gagamitin mo are also scarce or limited. So, makes sense. Okay, now let's proceed more. And then, ito na yung pinagkaiba ng individual's budget constraint and production possibilities frontier curve. So, dito yung production possibilities frontier curve. Sandali lang ha. Possibilities frontier curve ay ito yung production possibilities curve. yung yung violet na curve na to, yan. Yan ang production possibilities curve. Ibig sabihin, ito yung pinakamataas na kaya niyang i-produce ng society ng healthcare at education. Since yan na yung pinakamataas, ibig sabihin, pag naglagpas ka sa pinakamataas na kaya niyang i-produce of healthcare and education out of all the resources na meron siya, ibig sabihin, hindi niya na kayang i-produce yung any combination ng healthcare and education na nasa labas nung EBF curve na to na violet. Okay? So dito, sa PPF ay dahil societal choice ang tinitingnan natin, ay mas malaki yung number of axes na titingnan natin than the individual budget constraint. So, example mo ng individual budget constraint kanina ay ito. Diba? Yung pagkakagastusan niya. Yan yung example mo ng sa budget constraint. Pero sa PPF, ang nakalagay dito is yung product na mapuproduce niya. So, healthcare and education. Hindi yung pagkakagastusan mo. Okay. The budget constraint is a straight line. So, this one is an example of a budget constraint. This one. Lagi siyang straight line. Okay. Samantalang, yung inyong production possibilities curve ay bowed outward. Yan, bowed outward. So, bigyan parang buntes, palabas yung pagka-curve niya. Or concave towards the origin. Ito yung origin, since ito ay concave. So, that's why concave towards the origin. Okay. Okay. We will use another illustration para maipakita yung opportunity cost. Pag nag-produce ka ng isang product, anong magiging implication nito sa another product that you can produce. If these resources are sharing the same resources na meron yung isang economy. So, hindi natin gagamitin tong slide na to. Okay. And then, ito na yung kanina na sinasabi na productive efficiency and allocative efficiency. Ibig sabihin ng efficiency is dapat wala tayong nasasayang, lack of waste, wala tayong nasasayang na resources or idle. Ibig sabihin na hindi napakinabangan ng resources para ma-produce natin yung lahat ng yung pinakamataas na posible nating ma-produce ng two goods out of your available resources. So sabi ko kanina, para masabi na productive efficient ka or meron kang productive efficiency, lahat ng available inputs mo and technology, pag nagamit lahat ng available inputs and technology, hindi pwedeng mag-increase ka ng isang good pag hindi mo babawasan yung production mo ng isa. Parang kagaya dito sa curve na to. Kaya natin. Yeah. Diba? Ang production efficient ka pag nandito ka sa production possibilities curve na violet. Kung saan, ito yung maximum na kayang i-produce ng society ng healthcare at education gamit lahat ng kanyang available resources, land, labor, capital, entrepreneurship, and technology na meron siya. So, para masabi niya ng productive efficient is, ito yan siya. Para ma-increase mo si education from A to B, okay, kailangan kang magbawas ng healthcare from A to H2. Yun yung sinasabi niya kanina na magsunod. Ay, bastos. Kaya ito yung sinasabi na kanina na pag nagamit mo lahat yung available inputs and technology para makaproduce ka ng mas madami ng isang good, kagaya ng education, para mangyari yon, kailangan mo munang magbawas ng production mo of healthcare. Yan si productive efficient. Or, ang criteria mo para masabing productive efficient ay nagamit mo lahat yung resources na meron ka at naabot natin yung pinakamataas na posible mong ma-produce out of the resources na meron ka. Pag allocative efficiency naman, ito yung mix ng goods na ipoproduce mo, kung saan yung combination ng goods na ipoproduce mo ay naaayon sa ano yung gusto ng society ng goods and services. So yung allocative efficiency ay hindi natin makikita or hindi ito mapapakita ng iyong production possibilities frontier. Kaya lang ipakita ng iyong production possibilities frontier ay kung saan tayo productively efficient. Okay? So dito, So dito, bakit kailangan natin mamili or bakit kailangan mamili yung society? Okay. Paano nila gagamitin yung resources niya? Okay. Every economy faces two situations in which it may able to expand the consumption of all goods. Pamimili tayo. May isang situation na yung isang society ay inefficient ang paggamit ng kanyang resources. Ayan o. Society may be using its resources inefficiently, kung saan, in which case, kung inefficient yung paggamit ng resources niya, ibig sabihin, hindi lahat ng resources na available niya ay nagkakapit niya. So, para ma-improve mo yung efficiency niya, in which case, improving efficiency, at para para ma-improve natin yung efficiency, kailangan it can have more of all goods, or at least more of some or less of none. Okay, so dito halimbawa, diba yung kanina, ayaw magsunod. Okay, so dito yung kanina is ba't pa ayaw niya mag-increase? Sandali lang. Ang sumunod. Is talaga lang. Okay. So dito, pag inefficient ka, ito yon, example mo ay si R. Kung saan, kaya ka na sa point R na combination ng healthcare education, which is H1 and E1, is because hindi lahat ng resources mo ay nagamit mo. So, hindi mo naabot yung maximum na yung violet na to na curve na kaya mong i-produce of healthcare education. So, may option ka na, okay? Pwede mong i-increase to, okay? Dahil inefficient ka, pag ginamit mo lahat yung resources mo, pwede mong i-increase yung production mo parehas from mag-move ka sa R to C para mag-increase parehas yung production mo of healthcare and education, kung saan sa point C, nasa H2 ka for healthcare and nasa A2 ka for education. Or pag inefficient ka and you want to increase your efficiency by using all your resources, pwede rin na pag nag-move ka from point R to point B, ang na-increase mo lang ay si healthcare pero parehas lang si education. Or pwede ka rin mag-move sa point R to D kung saan nag-increase si education pero si healthcare parehas lang. So yun yung mga choices na meron yung economy pag meron siyang inefficiency. Okay? At gusto mong i-improve yung inyong efficiency or okay, o para increase yung iyong efficiency. Ayaw magsunod, ayaw magsunod. Oh my God. Kain ka ng time. Diyos po santo. Pwede ba sumunod ka? Okay, adjust na nga lang natin. Okay. Okay, ganyan yung ibig sabihin. Or, another choice in society is kung pwede mong ma-increase yung inyong production pag nagdadagdag ng inyong resources every year. Over time, pag nakakadagdag ka ng resources, yung nakalagay dito as resources grow over a period of years, like mas madami ka ng labor or mas madami ka ng capital throughout the years, so lalaki yung economy mo. So, paano mo masasabi na lalaki yung economy mo? Balik tayo dito. Dito ay, from here, mag-shift siya palabas. Parang bawa, pag nandito dati yung maximum na kaya mong i-produce, you can produce more of healthcare and education about from here to here. Kasi mas madami ka ng labor or capital or mas madami ka ng resources na gagamitin to produce to the goods. So, at isita sa production frontier will tend to shift upward. So, ibig sabihin, parang nag-move yung production possibilities frontier ko mo dati ito, tapos nag-move siya palabas, ibig sabihin meron kang economic growth. Kasi, mas madami ka nang ma-produce out of the two goods, okay, kaysa dati. Ibig sabihin na economic growth. Or pag nag-shift yung palabas, outward yung inyong production possibilities from circle. Okay. And then we also discuss yung yung inyong PPF and comparative advantage. Para masabi mo na meron kang comparative advantage, okay, when a country can produce a good at a lower opportunity cost than any other country, we say that this country has a comparative advantage in that good. Okay. So dito pag sinasabing para may comparative advantage ka sa produce ng isang produkto, okay, is dapat mas mababa yung opportunity cost mo in producing that particular product, like for example, rice, okay, kaysa sa ibang countries. Like example, if we compare yung comparative advantage ni Vietnam at Thailand sa comparative advantage natin for producing rice sa Philippines, lalabas na mas malaki yung opportunity cost sa Philippines in producing 1 kilogram of rice, okay, kaysa sa opportunity cost na kailangang i-give up para makaproduce ang 1 kilogram of rice sa Vietnam or Thailand. Kaya nga tayo nag-i-import ng rice from Vietnam or Thailand kasi mas magastos sa Pilipinas ang pag-produce nito ng 1 kilo ng bigas. So, mas marami siyang resources na ginagamit. Kaya tayo mas magastos to produce 1 kilogram compared to the dami ng resources na ginagamit ni Vietnam at ni Thailand. Kasi mas konti yung ginagamit niya na resources to produce 1 kilogram of rice. So, that's why, dahil walang comparative advantage sa Philippines kaysa sa Vietnam at Thailand pagdating sa rice production, kaya ang nangyari, we end up importing rice. Okay. So when countries engage in trade, they specialize in the production of the goods in which they have comparative advantage. So ang nangyari sa atin is, dahil wala tayong comparative advantage, kumpara sa pag-produce ng rice kumpara kay Vietnam at Thailand, ang nangyayari is mas nag-i-import tayo ng bigas. Okay, so yun ang problema ng Pilipinas is, ang nangyayari is, mas ang dami nating produkto na wala tayong comparative or mas madami yung resources na ginagamit natin in producing a good kumpara sa iba. Kaya ang nangyayari is nagiging net importer sa Pilipinas. Lahat na lang ini-import sa Pilipinas at mas konti yung produkto natin na naibebenta natin sa labas ng Pilipinas. Okay. So ang nangyayari is pag wala tayong comparative advantage in producing that good, we end up importing that particular product. Okay. With trade, goods are produced where opportunity cost is lowest. So ang nangyayari is, if we are producing a product at a higher opportunity cost, then hindi tayo magbebenta sa labas. Okay? Or we don't trade. Ang nangyayari is we just import. So we trade or we export a product if we are producing a product at the lowest opportunity cost. So pinakamababa ang opportunity cost. Kasi pag mas mababa yung opportunity cost mo in producing a product, okay, ibig sabihin less ang ginamit mo na resources, so less costly. So mas may advantage kapag nagbenta ka sa international market kasi mas mura yung product nyo kumpara sa iba. Okay. So ang benefit nito is magbe-benefit both yung trading parties na yung nag-export is makaka-earn siya from its export. Yung nag-i-import, mas nakakatipid siya dahil mas mahal yung local production nga kaysa yung i-import niya na lang. So, ang problema nga lang dito, pag masyado kang dependent sa import, is nasasagasaan mo yung local farmers mo. Okay. The slope of the production possibilities curve, this one is your production possibilities curve, this one. Okay. Ito yung pinapakita yung ilan yung kinailangan mo i-give up of other good para ma-produce nyo ma-produce ka ng another 1 unit of the other product. Okay, so example dito is pinapakita dito sa production possibilities frontier curve ng wheat per acre ng wheat kay Brazil and kay US. Okay? Kung saan para ma-increase niya yung wheat production niya, ilan ang kailangan niya ibawas or give up of sugarcane production. So yung i-give up or ibabawas niya na sugar production para ma-increase niya yung wheat, yun yung opportunity cost mo of increasing your wheat production. So dahil magkaiba yung slope nila, ibig sabihin, ito mas steeper, mas patayo yung iyong production facilities curve. Ito mas pahiga yung production possibilities frontier curve. Kapag mas steeper yung production possibilities frontier curve between wheat and sugarcane, ibig sabihin, para makapag-increase ka ng 1 unit na wheat, mas malaki yung i-give up mo na sugarcane for Brazil compared sa wheat. So for the same amount na i-increase nyo ng wheat production for Brazil and US, dahil mas steeper to, mas patayo yung inyong production possibilities curve. Pag nag-increase ka ng inyong wheat production per acre, mas malaki dapat ang ibabawas mo ng sugarcane para makaproduce ka ng another 1 ton of wheat kumpara mo kay US. So, ibig sabihin nun, mas may opportunity, comparative advantage si US in producing wheat compared to Brazil kasi mas konti yung kailangan yung i-give up or ibawas na sugarcane para makadagdag siya ng 1 ton na production sa wheat kumpara kay Brazil. So sa dalawa, ang mag-export ay si US at mag-import ay si Brazil sa pagdating sa wheat. Okay. Okay?